This is Lisa Henderson, Editor-in-Chief with Applied Clinical Trials, and we're here with Dr. Gerd Arold, Senior Director, Scientific Affairs, Patient Pharmacology Services at PRA. Where are your hospitals located?
So currently we are working in Central and Eastern Europe. We are located in 5 sites there. That's the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Slovakia, and Romania.
And what are the advantages and challenges for conducting these early clinical trials in Central and Eastern Europe compared to the U.S. or Western Europe?
Mm-hmm. So challenges in Central and Eastern Europe are, first of all, the long approval period by the regulatory authorities and the ethic committee. As you know, all of these European countries have adopted the European directive, so all of them have a 60-day review period after the submission of a standardized CTA package. As you know, approvals, for example, in the Netherlands for healthy volunteer studies can be obtained in 14 days. So this is often seen by sponsors as a very long time. Also, we know that there are also cultural and language differences in Central and Eastern Europe, and also the administrative and logistical support or availability of trained study nurses in hospitals is rarely seen. But on the other hand, we still see large patient populations there in a centralized hospital system with large patients pool per hospital and higher motivated investigators in Central Eastern Europe compared with Western Europe or with the United States. And referring patients from one to another site is part of the overall healthcare system. So the motivation for investigators to participate in early clinical trials is not only for receiving additional funding, but also the interest in new therapies. Based on our experience over the last 20 years, the 60-day review period by the regulatory authorities is made up quickly by much higher recruitment rates. So the main advantage is seen by an established network of referring physicians who are willing to refer their patients to an investigational site. So if I would come back to the example of a PK study in renally impaired patients I've given before, we usually see that the investigational site at the hospital has access to one patient group. For example, if someone is treating severe renally impaired patients, he doesn't have access to the mild impaired patients because these are usually treated by a GP. And for this, we have to establish a network of referring physicians which also can send then the mild and the moderate patients. So as a summary, we see a much faster enrollment rate and higher quality of data for early patient studies in Central and Eastern Europe by using the unit-on-demand model, where our operational study teams support the investigators with the entire setup of the clinical study, including building up a GCP environment in the hospital, providing validated equipment, clinical trial materials and training, and taking care for the documentation, the logistics, the trial management and recruitment, so that the investigator can really focus on what he is strong in, on the patient care and on the patient safety. We have implemented this model for many indications, like for example renal and hepatically impaired patients, hepatitis C, rheumatoid arthritis, and for cancer patients. And we see enhanced recruitment rates and faster results with high quality data compared to the other models.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you a lot, Lisa.